On June 10, 1912, a small town in Iowa was forever changed by a brutal and senseless act of violence. 8 people, including 6 children, were bludgeoned to death with an axe while they slept in their beds. The Villisca axe murders remain unsolved to this day. The victims were the Moore family, Josiah and Sarah, and their children Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, as well as 2 young sisters, Ina and Lena Stilena, who were visiting for the night. The murders took place in the very house, which is now known as the Villisca Axe Murder House. The killer was never identified or caught, and the crime scene was compromised by the many curious onlookers who flocked to the house in the days after the murders. The killer entered the house sometime after midnight and bludgeoned the 8 victims to death with an axe. The killer then covered all the mirrors in the house with clothing and fled the scene. The murder weapon, an axe, was found in the downstairs guest room where the Stilena sisters were staying. It was determined that the killer had used the blunt end of the axe to commit the murders. Several suspects were identified, but none were ever convicted. One suspect, a traveling minister named George Kelly, was tried twice for the murders but was acquitted both times. Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House is a tourist attraction and is said to be haunted by the spirits of the victims. The house has been restored to its 1912 appearance, and visitors can take a guided tour of the property. But many people believe that the house is still haunted by the spirits of the victims, and there have been reports of strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena. Whether or not the house is truly haunted, the Villisca Axe murders remain a tragic and unsolved mystery that has captivated people for over a century. As we remember the victims and continue to search for answers, we must also remember that the events of that fateful night in 1912 will always be a part of the history and legacy of Villisca.